Welcome back everyone. Take a deep breath and imagine something unbelievable. Imagine waking up in the United States and discovering a new law that shocks the entire world. Every emotion you feel now has a tax. Happiness, sadness, anger, excitement, even love, every emotion has a price. The government tracks emotional spikes like checking your heartbeat, and each emotional reaction adds a small tax to your monthly bill. It sounds crazy, but today we're diving deep into what that world would look like, how people would react, how society would change, and how emotions would suddenly become the most expensive part of life. So get ready, because this is going to be one wild thought experiment. The moment the news breaks, chaos sweeps across the country. Imagine millions of people staring at their phones reading. Starting today, emotional activity will be monitored and taxed accordingly. People freeze. Someone laughs and instantly their smartwatch displays. Happiness detected, 40 cents added. Someone gets angry and boom. Anger spike detected, $1.20 added. Suddenly everyone is trying hard not to feel anything. It becomes the weirdest Monday morning in history. Relationships would immediately change. Imagine a couple arguing and one person suddenly stops talking because anger is too expensive. The partner says, "Are you even listening?" And the other person whispers, "Shush please. I can't afford to be mad right now." Breakups would drop by 90% because crying costs money. Meanwhile, couples would start charging each other emotionally like, "You made me stressed today. That's $5 you owe me." Schools would look even funnier. Students would sit in class trying not to laugh at jokes because every giggle is a tax. Imagine a teacher saying, "All right class, today we'll be learning fractions," and someone whispers a joke. One kid bursts out laughing and instantly regrets it like, "Bro stop, that laugh cost me 60 cents. Comedy clubs would collapse. No one would dare laugh. Comedians would tell jokes to a silent room of people nodding politely because joy is expensive. Now picture workplaces. Bosses would love this system. They'd say, "Happy employees are productive employees," but secretly they want workers emotionless so no one complains. A manager yelling at an employee would pause midway because anger is too costly. Offices would become robotic zones where people talk like AI. No tone, no excitement, no frustration. Just pure neutral energy. But here's where it gets even crazier. The IRS would introduce emotional audits. Government officers would check your emotional history like checking your bank statements. Mr. Johnson, on February 12 at 3:47 p.m. we detected a sudden excitement spike. That's a $4.50 penalty. People would deny emotions like criminals. Excitement? Me? Never. Emotional lawyers would become a thing. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client did not feel joy. That smile was clearly accidental." Meanwhile, social media would collapse. No one would comment, "Lol," because laughing costs money. Influencers would stop making emotional content and instead post videos like, "Today's emotion-neutral vlog." Reaction videos would become illegal because reacting is literally a taxable offense. Imagine TikTok with zero expressions. Just straight faces staring into the camera. But of course, humans always find loopholes. New businesses would appear overnight. Underground emotion rooms. Places where people can secretly laugh, cry, scream, or feel anything without being tracked. These rooms would be filled with people crying over old movies or laughing like maniacs because they can finally feel freely. Emotional smuggling would become a crime. Sneaking emotions without paying for them. Some people would take this too far. Imagine a guy on a date, trying not to smile because happiness is pricey. The girl says something cute and he clenches his jaw whispering, "Please, don't be adorable. I'm on a budget." Gift shops would sell budget-friendly emotion packs, like cheap anger bursts or discounted excitement. But behind the comedy, something deeper would start happening. People would realize how valuable emotions really are. Imagine people becoming more mindful, thinking before reacting, appreciating every feeling. Happiness would feel rare and precious. Love would be the most expensive luxury in the world. Parents would treasure their child's laughter, even if it costs money. People would learn to regulate anger, not for peace, but because anger is too expensive. And ironically, society would become calmer. Motivational speakers would rise like superheroes. They'd say, "You must control your emotions. Be the master of your mind." And for once, people would actually listen, not for mental health, but to save money. Meditation apps would become the richest companies because staying calm becomes the cheapest lifestyle. The phrase, "I can't afford to care," becomes literally true. Now imagine the darker side. Poor families would avoid feeling anything. Therapists would struggle because crying in therapy becomes a luxury. Emotional inequality becomes the biggest problem. Rich people can laugh, cry, love, get mad. Poor people must stay still. Society divides not by money anymore, but by who can afford emotions. Then something unexpected happens. A movement starts. People begin rebelling not with violence but with emotion. Entire crowds gather and laugh together, cry together, yell together, knowing they'll be fined. It becomes the most beautiful protest ever. People realize emotions are what make us human. You can tax things, but you cannot tax humanity forever. Slowly, the system breaks because people refuse to stop feeling. They start valuing emotions more than money. Happiness becomes a symbol of freedom. The government realizes emotion taxation is impossible to maintain. And through this insane experience, America learns something powerful. Emotions are priceless, and the moment you try to control them, humanity fights back. Now, after imagining all this, how taxes change feelings, how society reacts, how people evolve, I want to ask you one thing. If emotions were taxed in your life right now, which emotion would bankrupt you first? Happiness? Anger? Stress? Think about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, comment your answer below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more mind-bending ideas just like this. Your support helps us grow and create even more amazing stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.